For the lesson plan number 2, the theme is story time. In the grammar, we have the past perfect and the simple past tense. This is for the first of the bachelor with a duration about 30 minutes and designer for me, Daniela Villagomez. The objectives for this lesson is that students will be able to identify the difference between past perfect and simple past. To be able to compare the use of past simple and past perfect throughout stories, and be able to narrate stories and events in past. Also to convey attitudes related to the events of a story. The methodology and strategies, the direct method and an audiolingual method, solo group, pair activity, and group activities. In the anticipatory set for this class, students are going to participate in the activity in group. I will divide into pairs and distribute them mixed sentence taken from a short story. One of them is in the past perfect and the other is in the simple past, and they are going to recognize the tense of the story. All this we're going to do with working in their books. Then for the main teaching input, after this integration activity, I will ask some questions about the story, which I will lead the students to use the structure, and they will write on the write one of the sentence which include both simple past and past perfect tense on the board. With these activities that I try is that students feel part of the class and participate with their classmates, with me, and working in the front of the rest of the students. So I will restore the order in the class, and all the students come back to their seats for start the grammar explanation. As in the beginning, I put them in some groups, so students always make some disorder in the class during these movements, but I could control that fast. The important is control the order faster. So for which I will work in the board, drawing a line to explain to in one side the simple past and the other side the past progressive tense. It is important to be clear the definition and the correct use of each tense, and I will do the explanation. This way, in order the students could identify the differences and the correct use. For this, I will make the examples that be necessary, but the objective is that use some examples and explanations that could improve the time in the class, for they will understand the class. Also with their participation, because the students learn through the practice. Now for the guided practice, I will divide the class into groups and distribute the students' sentence halves to be matched in an envelope and ask them match all tense halves to each other. Then I will read a part of a sentence, and students will complete the rest of the sentence. come to the stage and place sentence halves under first and second actions. Titles on the board. Here we have some practice for them, so they can participate. Don't be only sit and writing about I am speaking. So I like do this kind of activities for students. For the independent practice, as a homework, the students will write a story they choose, and the writing must be right in their own words, attempting use the grammar section learned in class. It's important for me that the students do their own writings, because in this way they feel more the necessity of use the grammar class, in and including if they make some mistakes, it's okay for me, because through this I can detect or correct some misunderstandings that they have. So for this reason I pay them that they do for their own words. For the assessment, the students will develop the activity 5 and 6 from the textbook on page 37, where they will read and choose true or false, then complete a sentence using the correct tense. In this way, the students could evaluate them and also correct and solve their doubts. And for the closing review and follow-up, I will ask to the students for some resilience and that have about the class to discuss and on time and bolster them if it be necessary. In these closings, I like to talk with him, and they can express something about the class and how they feel with that. For the material of this class, a part of the use of the textbook, I have some stories and the on the board explanation that I have here. Some the stories that we and the kind of board explanation about the past simple and the other topic that I chose.